Okay. Um, channel. Oops. Are we starting?
I think so.
Do you want to do the introductions for the
Well, yeah.
series? Okay.
You're the observer, so you should
Yeah.
do introduction since you actually know who you're showing to the stream.
Well, can't you just follow me? Oh, you don't want to just follow me?
No,
Okay.
because I'm actually gonna do analysis, and you can do the fluff. You can be
All right.
the tasteless. I'll be the artosis.
Okay. I'll be tasteless. All right. Remember, no confidential stuff on stream.
Well, it's lucky that you're still in California.
Barbara, you want to cast?
No.
You want to close the door?
Have you started yet?
Oh yeah, we're casting. We're in the lobby. This is Chair versus Charon.
I like Terran.
Yeah, it's a TVT with Fong.
Oh, Fong hasn't played for a while, but he's been practicing.
Yeah, he's been
Fong is
practicing a
playing?
lot. I think. Yeah, this is his first competitive match in years.
You can't hear him, can you? Do you want me to?
No.
I think the noise cancellation works, right? You don't think it works?
Why are you so nervous? You're not even playing, Hannah.
I'm not nervous.
Why do
I
you
have to
have your
observe.
personal heater?
Last time I observed Cheese Cuzzy's game, my arm was like super tired after. Whoa, why am I doing this? Check the lobby. Is anyone watching my stream? Let me see.
I'm not.
Should I talk to the audience? There's no audience. Oh, it's just Cicero's watching.
I mean, you know he's not because he
Oh,
only
yeah.
has his phone apparently.
Alright.
So you're talking to VODs right now.
There's two people watching.
I'll
Alright.
watch on the big TV.
No. Welcome everyone to the After Hours Gaming League. This is week 12. Google's fighting IBM. Alright. Over here in the top right, we have the blue IBMer, Groom. And down here in the south, bottom I guess, is the red player from Google, Play-Doh Mask.
And I suppose I'll introduce myself to the stream. Oh god, I'm getting like total audio feedback from your end to
Okay.
me.
Alright, I'm gonna put it in the microphone.
Sounds good.
Alright.
So Fong is our old captain who hasn't been a part of the team for a couple years. He had some health issues that he was taking care of himself, and now after the mid-season roster update, he is back in competitive play, and this is his first competitive match in like 2 years. So that's pretty exciting. Don't know much about IBM's Groom, but he is taking a gas first, so we'll be seeing a fast factory out of Groom. And Fong is just taking a normal barracks.
So you play Zerg and Protoss before. How much do you know
Yeah.
about TVT?
Well, so far Fong is using the build that I found for him that I got from watching Taja's Code A qualifier match this week. So we'll see if he follows that to a T. No pun intended.
So what is the metagame in TVT these days?
As Fong describes it fairly accurately, for the first 10 minutes or so, it's like a knife fight, and then after that, things get really slow, and then later it turns into this big positional battle once players have a few tanks out. And that's fairly accurate.
So it's still a lot of tank play? Wasn't there like a shift to bio for a while?
The meta has always had basically 3 styles. You can be Marine Tank, you can be pure bio, or you can be pure mech. And I wouldn't say that any of them have been particularly more popular, it's just a stylistic thing based on the player. Alright, so Fong sees that it's a fast factory out of Groom. And so far he is indeed, he needs to start his own factory now. He is indeed following Taja's build. So basically, with this build, what you're going for is a Hellion Marine medevac timing, where you have about 6 Marines and about 4 Hellions. And you lift those into the main and just see what kind of havoc you can get done. Most likely it looks like, well, normally I would say this looks like a Banshee opener out of Groom, and honestly I don't think it could be anything else, although his starport is placed a little bit weird. He has so much gas that I really don't think it could be anything else, but just going to go ahead and get a Hellion out. That's a little interesting. But yeah, Fong is following the Taja build.
How does the
Which is-
Taja build work on this map? Like, it looks like there's a lot of vision in the base, and the base isn't that big.
Well, the thing about a ladder push is that it's good no matter what, pretty much. As long as you get all the Marines out before their units are really attacking you, what you have is there's Hellions on the low ground waiting to be lifted up, and they provide cover for the Marines that are unloading along near the cliff. Oh yeah, and a tank out of Groom. This is just going to be a weird 1-1-1 Banshee tank, etc. But yeah, Fong is just getting a little bit of map control with Hellions, might get scouting done. With that command center, he's going to be feeling in a great position as long as he doesn't take too much hurt from whatever push does eventually come out of Groom, because Groom is not going to be expanding anytime soon. And I believe Fong just saw the tank up there, at which point he should really just be thinking, just completely scrap the push that he's going for. He might go for it anyway, and yeah. So you boost across the field with the Marines and the medevac, because that gets them across really fast. But yeah, we'll see how this goes.
So he just elevators them in, he doesn't do like a 2-prong attack or anything like that?
No, it's not really designed to be a 2-prong. Let's see if this drop makes him turn around because Groom has nothing in the main right now. This is a perfect timing. Yeah, it makes him turn around with his push, which is fantastic. This has already done way more than he was hoping. It hasn't gotten kills, but it's forced him not to push right now, and Fong is just going to get stronger and stronger as the game goes on because he's got that CC already landed in mining. Oop, someone's lagging out. But yeah, all that lost mining time. As long as he gets his own tanks out soon, he should really be getting a tech lab onto that factory. Then he'll be good to go. Right, the army count is definitely a little nervous making. Like, what's coming out of Groom right now is a crap army. It has 6 brews, but it does have 2 tanks, which is a little scary. Uh-oh. Yeah, that actually hurts quite a bit. That lose the game right there.
Yeah.
4 Hellions and a medevac is... He should really be evacuating into his main right now.
He should probably also move his mine up.
Does he? There's a mine?
He has a mine. There you go.
Mines are fantastically annoying. Ugh.
So what does Fong do here? He gets his own tanks out and tries to hold, or does he do some kind of...
All he has to do is hold, really. And the Widow Mine shot. That was a fantastic shot. Getting 4 Marines for a Widow Mine is great. And it might even force out a... Yeah, he's nowhere near the energy to actually scan it, so he's just not... Groom's not even going to want to try to think about moving in. As long as that mine's there. And this little Viking skirmish is doing a great job. Yeah. Fong just needs to siege up his tank in a decent spot, and he's in a pretty good spot for this game. The fact that Groom didn't ever push in was really good for us.
Hey, Sister was watching
Fong...
our stream.
Oh, he is. Nice. But yeah, so... Definitely in a good spot. Groom has definitely slipped on his macro. Fong's macro is doing just fine. Target fire that tank would be nice. Yep, there. That just basically cleaned up everything, and now the one tank needs to go home. So yeah, Fong's in a great spot now. Does need to be getting stim going. Cloaked Banshee will come into the main. Be annoying, but he's got turrets in a few good places. Might lose his supply depot.
So what's the plan from here? It's just going
Just
into...
Marine tank. And he picks off the Banshee. That's good. So he has got a 4-worker lead. Starting to float a little bit of resources on Fong's side, I think. Just needs to get like about 2 more barracks going.
When does Charon want to take his 3rd?
You know, it's scary to take your 3rd, but at this level, when you're floating resources, just throw it out in the CC. Because it will recoup its cost fairly quickly. With is it 3 mule drops, and then it's your money back. You figure if you're floating minerals anyway, then you're gonna have to wait before your production gets online to spending that down. But yeah, this is a pretty good out of Fong that's moving across the map. with 12 Marines, 3 tanks, and 2 medevacs. That's a very versatile force that can get a lot of different stuff done, as opposed to that sort of weird push that Groom came across the map that was very Marine-like. If you don't have enough Marines, then you really can't get anything done. But both players have very late stim. Neither of them is going to have it particularly faster than the other. So there's no interesting timings there. Fong does have 1-1 against Groom's 0-0 on his Marines. So that's just a be very afraid kind of poke there. Knocks down the rocks, so you just stim it any time. It's a very good sensor tower out of Groom, although Fong could just pick it off really easily, and then it's wasted money. Yeah, that's a really good position. It's going to deny mining of that one gas, kills that bunker. Oh, Fong's Marines are walking forward into death. Definitely needs to get a little bit more hold position going with those guys. But Fong does not want to be dropped in his natural. Not at all.
Well, he is ahead, so might as well play a
Yeah.
little safe.
Indeed. And he is also gearing up for a taking his third in the middle. I really like that on this map, because once you knock down those rocks, that third is actually much closer to your production and the rest of your base. And actually pushing from that third across the map is very strong, as opposed to when you push with the other third, you're not really pushing from the third, so it's a little bit more of a dicey proposition. And Groom's getting a Raven, that's interesting. Guess he wants to be safe to any late Banshee annoyance from Fong.
So Fong's adding on 3 more barracks. So is he gonna try some kind of?
No, that's a
or
no. It's just continuing with the Marine tank. So he's got the second factory.
okay.
So I expect probably reactors on all of those barracks. He actually has more tech labs than that reactor. Yeah.
How come Terrans don't make Marauders in this level?
Well, you see there's a few from Groom. Fong definitely needs to be careful. With the Banshee in the mix there, he cannot afford to start losing too many of his Marines like that. He basically just lost all his anti-air, and there's a Banshee. So he has to go home and try and not lose too many tanks. Right now, Groom has a slight tank lead, although that will be mitigated now that Fong has two factories, so he can catch up in tanks no problem and even take the tank lead, which will be quite important. But that push did not help our cause very much. Green cigar, no, EDD, always.
So Groom has 3 starports now. He's still making Ravens. Do you think he's gonna go battle cruiser soon?
No. This is more than one Raven is a bit superfluous.
Maybe mass Ravens.
I mean, it's not good in this matchup. Is he making another sensor tower? He is. That's nice. And Fong has I mean, Fong's in a good spot right now. Basically, he has Is that tank? Oh no. So his second factory actually rallies out a stuck tank,
Oh no.
which is no good.
You could lower the supply depot. I think that'll get it out. Maybe not.
But Fong has a 2 upgrade lead on his bio, and he's already got 3-3 started, whereas 2-2 isn't even on Groom's radar right now. So as long as he doesn't run into like a huge tank line, these Marines are just going to be devastating. Or, you know, a planetary. Planetaries are also pretty good. But the natural under fire here. If he gets on top of this production, he needs to siege up though. One bad thing is that those Marines can't get back there. And with the scan taking out both Banshees, I would say we're unlosable. He's just not going to be able to take care of those tanks. Not cost efficiently, at least. Okay. So Groom will clean up that push, but at what cost? Well, the cost is basically most of his army.
Probably shouldn't be attacking this planetary.
Yeah, attacking the planetary, it's fine if you have a few tanks that are sieged on it, but just the bio's not going to get anything done. Without any Marine cover, they're just going to die to Marines.
Yep.
That could honestly, that could have gone even better for Fong. Attacking that planetary again. But now he's got a couple of tanks. And right there, you just saw a handful of unstimmed Marines and a handful of stimmed Marines with 3-3 just obliterate 1-1 Marines. 4 upgrade advantage, Marine versus Marine, like, you're gonna kill nothing with the 1-1. So.
Planetary falls. There are no mining bases. Well.
When Fong has a scan, I think this will be GG. Yeah, I don't even, Groom is, thinking maybe get some magic done with his Banshees, but the massive turret line at the natural is just going to make him frowny face. He finds a fairly exposed mineral line. That's something, but he's just going to lose his whole army here. And that one tank is very well positioned, but it can't do nearly enough.
Good, GG.
We'll take game 1.
Who do we have next?
I believe the next two are a couple of ZVZs. The first one is Montric versus Wraithcube.
Wraithcube.
No. I guess the stream is working on Neil's phone for him now.
Oh,
Yay.
exciting times. See? YouTube is the superior platform.
You fixed it on a Saturday, man. Cake,
Yeah.
you're really a hard worker.
Wraithcube. That name sounds very familiar. Have you played
I'm
him
pretty
before?
sure he's. I think he's like the IBM's third best player after
Isn't
A-Train
there another
and-
Wraith somewhere else? Like another player named Wraith something? Or just Wraith?
You mean in the AHGL?
Yeah. Who's a pretty good player too.
You know, there is actually a double. There's two people with exactly the same name in the
Yeah.
AHGL. There's two
Heisenzerg.
Heisenzergs.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's a cute name. I like it.
Don't even mention that name. Don't mention that name
have
to
you
me.
have you
Don't-
lost to
don't-
Heisenzerg?
Don't you remember? Don't you remember when he stole my natural?
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I remember that game. That was
Oh
funny.
man, that was not so funny.
It was pretty annoying. Definitely pretty annoying. That's why I love doing that to Protoss players.
That's so annoying.
The thing is, honestly, as long as you see the... Did you see the drone coming across the map in that game?
I think I did actually.
Yeah, that's the... If there's a drone scout, you kind of have to, like, 100% of the time expect that to happen and just have a probe there.
Or two pros, right?
Well, so what it is that you have one probe to make sure that the hatch doesn't start,
Mm-hmm.
but as soon as he starts fighting your probe with the drone, then you pull a second one. Or, I mean, it basically, as long as it doesn't go... If the drone does anything other than go straight into your main base, scouting tech.
All
I
right.
suppose you can be a little more preemptive if you want, because you do have to be a little bit careful because probe versus drone, the drone wins. So
Yeah, drones are so OP. Remember back in Brood War when drones
no,
had like
drones are not OP. Let's be serious about this. SCVs are OP.
Well, now they only have 45 health, so they're not as bad as before.
They could still mass repair each other.
That's true.
It's so silly watching SCVs on auto repair, and then like when a bunch of them get bruised, and they just turn into this big mosh pit of SCVs.
All right, here we go. Game 2. We have a PVZ. Now this is a matchup we know a little more about than TVT. Would you say?
Yes, I would indeed say that. Oh yeah, okay, so this is CPP. For some reason, I thought we had two ZVZs this week.
Nope. Overgrowth. This map is... The third is so far away.
You know, the thing is, the third, it's kind of far away, but there's that nice choke that you can really have a nice building wall as Protoss.
For the third?
Yeah. Well, so you don't necessarily go for the full building wall, but there's space where force fields do fantastically well. So defending a third on this map really isn't that bad for the Protoss.
I don't know. I
my
find the third
experience.
always just go to the natural if you have your army at your third.
Well, so you have the wall at the natural, which is a full wall,
Yeah.
and then you have the sort of semi-annoying wall at the third, and you just position your army in that area between the natural and the third. And unless it's like a muta player, in which case it's definitely very painful to defend without Phoenix. But defending anything on the ground is fairly straightforward.
Alright, let's introduce the players. Up here in the top right is Wraithcube playing for IBM. And down here in the bottom left is Magic, playing for Google. What else about this map? Also, I think there are strategies where the Zerg just goes and takes the gold really fast.
I love strategies like that. They're very hard to work out because they're so odd, so you don't necessarily get a lot of practice with them. But that said, I freaking love gold-based builds. A little bit of a... So he's going to pylon block that natural. Honestly, as the Protoss, I'm not a huge fan of the pylon block once you've forced out the pool first. If you've made them go pool first, like, this is as greedy as WraithCube could possibly be. He's both pylon blocked and gone Nexus first against a spawning pool first, which, honestly, Montric needs to make 6 slings and just go across the map. There is nothing WraithCube can do to defend that except pull massive amounts of probes, and it would be super painful. But he's only making 2 lings, and there's 4 lings. He's making some more. Definitely would like to see him make more, because those lings will get across the map before any cannon finishes. Alright, and he's running straight there. That's good. So yeah, WraithCube is going to have to pull probes, or, you know, make
a full wall?
Or at least cut probe production to make a temporary full wall instead of that nice one-hole wall, which, as soon as he starts a pylon here, yeah, I mean, there's just no cannon. He can kill a pylon before a cannon finishes. So he just has to pull probes. And target down the cannon.
And he's not doing it.
Yeah. Like, he has to pull a lot of... 5 probes will not get it done. Like, it'll make the lings dance around a little bit, but you'll take a bunch of losses. And now that there's 2 more lings there, yeah, he has to pull, like, all of his probes to finish this. This is just going to be incredibly painful. And it's not even that much of an investment from the Zergs. Like, well, okay, he made 8 lings, which is a little bit more than you really need, but 6 lings is fine. So one of the things that I do is a micro trick that any Zerg out there can take advantage of, and it's super easy to do. If they're making a cannon and they pull their probes because, you know, they're trying to defend the cannon, but then they sort of dance away from your lings, you just hold position when you're next to the cannon. Oh. And then if any probes try to attack you, then you start killing probes, and if they run away, then you go back to killing the cannon. It works quite well. Yeah. ISO's definitely right that lings are a bit of an overcommitment right now, but honestly, WraithCube's not going to be able to do anything about this. He doesn't have a cannon. The Zealot will eventually finish, but yeah, the Zealot will get out there, but just barely, and then that'll be it for units. So yeah. A nice little surround on the lings by the pros, but just too little too late.
Another Protoss defeated by the evil Zerg.
I mean, he really just tried to be as greedy as he could possibly be, and, like, I appreciate that, but you have to understand what the timings are. If you force a pool first, you really can't be pylon blocking if you're going to go Nexus first. Your cannon will be too late. Or, I mean, you can cut probes and then build a full wall faster. I think WraithCube was a little bit distracted by the drone that was still scouting his main base and eventually turned into an extractor in there. And that might have been why his front didn't have the cannon and pylon started, even though he definitely had the money. But yeah, so it's not technically supposed to be game ending if you were to do the pylon block after you forced the pull first and then continue with the greedy thing, but you're going to have to pull probes or cut probe production. And neither of those things is really worth it, so you just leave the, let the Zerg make his hatch, whatever. You've already delayed it way more than the Zerg wanted it to be delayed. And just go about your life. Get your wall up quickly without cutting probe production, and take the slight economic edge.
Alright, so Google is up 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0, and we've got basically our ace coming up against Maestro. So I'm definitely feeling a bit of a 3-0 right now. Maestro's got an uphill battle against ISO.
Well, ISO has been known to do some really old builds from Wings of Liberty.
I mean, I was playing with him to practice before this game. He definitely got the better end of the stick against me, although I'm terrible right now.
Alright.
But main thing is he just needs to not lose to, a Speedling Baneling bust off of one base. That is the one map he lost this season was to just that against Microsoft's player in, was it the second week or the third week up there?
Scott, are you casting or something?
Yeah, we're casting.
Ah, cool.
So are you going to E3?
I am not.
But you live like right next door, and we all get passes.
We get passes?
Yeah, you
What
didn't
do you
hear
get?
about this?
No, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, YouTubers get passes as press or something. Press passes, free passes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Are you going?
No.
Well, there goes my incentive.
Well, I was planning to go, but I got too lazy, so because the registration process is kind of a hassle. They make
All right,
you like
so I'm gonna go ahead and say that I was planning on going, and it was too much of a hassle too. So there.
Excellent. I guess that we just hate hassle here.
No hassle. Every day I'm hassling.
Every day. So are we going? When we go?
Neil says that he thinks there's a guy named Wraith Lowell.
Oh yes, Microsoft, right? Now I remember.
That name does not ring a bell to me, but that's pretty funny.
Alright, this octopus map.
Yep. It's the Kraken map.
Up in the top, in red, we have Isomorphism playing for Google. And down here in the blue, Maestro playing for IBM.
Alright, so they're both scouting the wrong direction with their overlords. They'll find each other late, but such is life on a 3-player map.
The thing about this map is also, like, if you get a good position, like, if you're the right direction from your opponent, maybe not for this matchup, but for some matchups, it's really helpful.
So for ZVZ, let's see. If you're going Muta, you probably want to be in the position where there's 2 third bases. The one I'll call is like very closed off, and that's the one that if you keep expanding in the clockwise direction. And then there's the one that's a little bit more open and is closer to the center. If you're the Muta player, you probably want them to be closer to you with the clockwise or with the clockwise expansion as opposed to the. So in these positions, I would favor Maestro going Muta over isomorphism going through that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can pretty much make anything work. Isomorphism's going to go ahead and do some early pool shenanigans. Was that a 14-14? I wasn't actually looking at the right time, but I think that's a 14-14. So he's going to be getting a quick speed. We'll see if he continues mining gas and gets a... Oh. So it's actually cute if you noticed. ISO just danced with the drone that just popped out. He's just making sure that a spine crawler hadn't started on the edge of creep.
Yep. That's always important. I've won several games that way.
So it's actually... who was it that I was watching? I think it was Destiny, actually, who was talking about that. And what he said was basically you have to do that if your larvae are spawning on if your larvae are close to the mineral patches, then you never have a chance to see that whatever pops out. But in the position that ISO was in, for instance, he would have seen anything without even doing a little dance.
Mm-hmm. Well, he does have one exposed edge on the left side where a spine crawler could go.
Yeah, there is that little area as well. But oftentimes you'll have a drone that rallies along that edge of the hatchery. So ISO picked off a little bit of things, forced some lings out. He's got his speed almost done, which is great. Maestro's going ahead and getting a fairly quick roach warren. Definitely scared of what might be coming out of ISO. It seems as he sees a very late hatch, so he knows that speed will be coming out soon. So, a little flood of lings out of ISO. It's going to be going up to, what is that? Yeah, like 14 lings or so. And he's not likely to get too much done with this unless something gets caught out of position. So he gets a little surround on lings, which is nice. He can go and surround that queen, which should die. But then the roaches are going to pop out, those spines are going to finish, and, you know, those drones really should have just run back to the main, so they'll get actually quite a few kills here. Roaches are taking forever to pop. Kill that one roach, but then... Yeah. So he'll run after those two roaches die. No, that's great damage. He's up by over 10 workers right now. Just nice little timing. The queen getting caught out of position there was really the key. If Maestro had kept all of his units together, the link was with the queen, then none of those surrounds would have happened. And without a surround, then that small group of lings really wouldn't have gotten any damage done.
Looks like blue is also supply blocked.
Yeah, that's painful. So starts up 3 overlords. So ISO just starts up his Roach War and his +1. He's got such a huge drone lead right now that, honestly, this game will be over in about 4 minutes. He'll make probably like 12 to 15 speed roaches and just walk across the map, and that should be enough because he'll have enough of economy that everything rallying behind it will just finish everything off.
Yeah. It also seems like blue has stopped droning.
Yep. This really should be in, well, Like, there's really not much that you can get done in this position. Like, a tech transition is probably your best choice, is to try and catch someone off guard with mutas. But that large number of lings just constantly threatening to backstab is definitely got Maestro nervous, and now he's walking across the map. It's actually really good that Maestro's left a few units and a couple banelings at home. If not, then a run by it would just end the game that much faster. But yeah, one went on the way. You can see ISO move out with next group of roaches that hatch, and probably take third behind that. Really good control by both players there, actually. Oh goodness. So that's speed roaches now, and they're just going to be able to completely pursue Maestro's roaches. And even the ling is coming in and slowing them down. The third from Maestro is definitely a bit over eager. But yeah, Maestro's just gonna die to the upgrades and the roach count. If ISO actually click on those units to see what their upgrades are, you should really know. There's no evos anywhere. Could have pressed in before the spines finished. I really think that he could take this fight even with the spines. And I guess this is sort of just turned into a soft contain. When ISO notices that there's a third over there, he'll just go over and kill it. He's actually building a hive.
Yep.
And with the melee upgrade, I wonder if he's going ultra.
Probably. I think he's just chilling out at this point.
He really does need to go over and kill the third, but it's just...
So what could Blue do at this point? You could probably try a Muta switch.
Well, as is what he's going to go for. I don't foresee it doing a particularly large amount of damage because it's just going to be so late.
Yeah. So do Zerg versus Zerg ever see Stormhost play?
Yes, it's very weird. Usually, if you're going swarm hosts, it's either because you have almost no hope in the game and you want to try and actually get to like some kind of max supply situation where even though the opponent has had complete map control for like 10 minutes, with max supply you might be able to get something done. Or it's because you are in some situation, often with Muta versus Muta games, like the one that Scuzzy had last week. You can get into the situation where, because of spores being so good, you can't kill your opponent, and it's too scary to switch out of the tech that you've been going for.
Yeah.
Because in Muta versus Muta, if they're able to get one good engage, even though you've been containing them, that one good engage can really mess you up. So Mutas are going to get out.
Ultras are coming.
Yeah, that's it's style points, I guess, but he doesn't even know that the mutas are coming yet. No spores were started. As soon as those fly in, they're going to be very annoying. But because he's got so many bases, like, the mutas can't kill the spores in every location, so
Do you think there'll
should
be any
start off,
dancing?
dancing. ISO's not usually a slash dancer. He's definitely more human, in my experience. But yeah, so mutas are going to try and get what they can done, but they're just going to have to run away. Now that there's a couple spores up, there's really nothing for them to do. And 7 Ultralisks, definitely not going to be stoppable. Apparently Ultralisks are actually very good in Legacy of the Void.
Interesting. Have you played it yet?
No, I wish I had a key, but alas.
Have you been watching streams?
I have. And so Google takes the 3-3.
That's it.
Not much to talk about for a lot of time in that game. Just got the 10 drone lead and managed to snowball from there. Remember, maybe they want to play
Who's playing the fourth one? Are you
more
playing?
fun. No. It's Scuzzy. Is he here?
It's
Yeah,
A-Train,
it's-
right?
Yeah.
Is A-Train their
So this
ace?
was. Yeah, A-Train. Well, A-Train I think is sometimes their ace, but he's the best player who's in the lineup. I think their ace wasn't available today.
Alright. Looks like we will have a game 4.
Their ace is VD's nuts. Yeah, game 4 was definitely, I think, going to be the marquee match, so it's nice that they'll still play it.
What is A-Train? He's a Protoss, right?
A-Train is indeed Protoss. A-Train's really funny because he is masters on Wings of Liberty right now.
Mm-hmm.
He is a hipster, or retros, or retro Protoss. Guess he's not much of a fan of the Mothership Core.
I'm not a fan of the
Probably-
Mothership Core. Maybe
He
I
probably
should
just
go.
hates Swarmhost. He probably just hates Swarmhost.
I used to hate Stormhosts, but now I'm getting used to them. You just go around.
Yeah, exactly.
So, invite please. When does the postseason start? Do we get a break between?
Yeah, we have a 1 week break because we're not playing next week.
Okay.
It starts in 2 weeks and a day is when the round of 32 will happen. I actually have it up on our scheduling spreadsheet. All the dates.
And those are best of sevens, right? Or not best of sevens, best of...
Yeah, it's all best of 7.
Alright,
All the postseason.
Okay. So are we going to be able to replace our player that got DQ'd for the postseason?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, who are we going to replace him with? Jimbo?
Yeah, we could get Jimbo back.
He'd basically be the new Fong.
I don't know. Jimbo's style is timeless. I don't think he could forget.
Well, the thing about Jimbo is that, like, I wanted him back specifically for Secret Springs because Mech is ridiculously good on Secret Springs.
Mm-hmm.
But Secret Springs is leaving the map pool very soon, and as soon as it does, then it's not going to be in there anymore. So, like, there's definitely good mech maps. Expedition Lost is a good mech map, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
but Secret Springs is definitely the Mecco key map.
How'd you get invited before me? Crazy.
Because I joined off of Montrix Lobby.
Whoa, 2v2. Do you think this year's gonna be the year? Gonna win it all?
I don't know. I sure hope so. I definitely foresee us getting fairly comfortably to the semifinals, because we're going to have a pretty easy path going through 32 seed, 16 seed. And the 8 seed might be a little trickier. I was actually scouting up some of the teams.
Who's 8?
8 is the top of the second phase.
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
Swish, and I looked at them and they had its turn. They have 2 really good players, and then everyone else is platinum and below.
That should be good. We have a pretty deep lineup.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that if one of their if one of their platinums or below is able to take a game, then we might have. Then it could theoretically go to an ace. Like one of them would have to win a game for it to go to an ace, and that would be tricky because their ace is in Masters right now. So he is quite good.
Okay.
And their second good player is like Top Diamond. He's also good, and I think he also has a lifetime. He was in Grandmaster once, so.
Whoa, that's pretty good. Hey Barbara, you want to announce the players?
Basically, as long as all of our people who don't play those 2 take their matches, or if we take one match against.
T. Scuzzy from Google!
Okay.
It sure is.
And who's this?
Scuzzy.
This is A Train from IBM.
Okay.
I almost
there you
said
have
Amazon.
it.
But yeah, so we've got cross spawns, and A-Train's gonna go ahead and take a forge first. And
Some cannons?
yeah, alright, so he's sending out 2 probes. This is a cannon rush. It's a little bit odd that he dawdled around with that one probe. If, for instance, this was vertical positions, then that probe would be getting there really late. But yes, Scuzzy's got an Overlord, and this is actually not. There's definitely room to get some cannons up, but it's not the greatest. And in fact, A-Train is just going to take its Nexus first.
Nexus after Forge.
Yeah, I mean, there's also I think you just forgot about the probe right there.
What is that probe trying to do?
He's being lazy. That's all.
Maybe it's a proxy something.
I mean, what do you really proxy in this matchup? Like gateways to be kind of sneaky about a 4-gate coming in, but
This is a weird scouting.
yeah, I think he just forgot about it. Although he did,
More.
he actually like right after I pinged it. He couldn't see the ping, but he's been selecting that probe off and on. So I think that what he's actually trying to do maybe is a delayed scout to actually see what Scuzzy's going for. So he's going to show this one probe and have Lings follow it home and then run in with the other probe to see what's going on gas-wise in Scuzzy space.
But he saw the 3rd, right? So there's nothing like the Zerg's gonna do too quickly. He should be able to get like a hallucinated Phoenix scout out in time to see anything weird going on.
Yeah, I do like hallucinated Phoenix Scouts. Still, A-Train still hasn't started his Cyber Core, which is kind of funky. He's got 2 gateways. I wonder if he's gonna just walk across the map with like 3 to 5 zealots. That would be extremely silly. Yeah, that's what he's
I actually
gonna do.
did that. What was that map?
I mean, this
so-
map is so big that I definitely don't like that. If he had gotten horizontal positions, then I definitely would like that call.
For some of the smaller maps, back in the Wings of Liberty days, I did this 2-gate into 4-gate strategy where you just build.
Oh, he was actually supply blocked, so it's not even. Oh wait, no, yeah, he wasn't supply blocked. Yeah, okay, so it's gonna be 5 zealots walking across the map, and the hidden probe. That probe is just there to make a pylon. That's all he's doing. It's gonna be super late, but. Isomorphism
so far.
points out that Scuzzy has 4 queens, and that's not exactly meta for this matchup, but I do like it, especially 5 zealots coming across the map. This creep will just about be connected by the time they get there, so you can definitely hold this off without taking damage. I mean, some lings will die. Ideally, no queen will go down, but a queen might go down.
This map is so big. Is this the biggest map in the map pool?
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest, and it's also the most open. So a good micro back on that queen. Bunch of lings went down, 5 zealots died. Forced out definitely more lings than I think Scuzzy was expecting to feel that he needed to make. And those lings are going to be completely useless at this point. It's just a nice beefy wall, and he doesn't even have speed. Speed starts, but like those lings are just going to wander around the map slowly.
Looks like
The
not only
doubles.
does he hate mothership cores, he also hates sentries.
Yeah, well, he doesn't really have. I mean, he has the gas, but he's gonna want to be pumping that into probably Mass Phoenix. He might go silly, lots of Void Rays, but I'm gonna. Oh, yeah, it is Void Ray. All right. So those are just so slow that A-Train is gonna go for a very, very late game, and he is making a mothership core. One thing that is kind of nice about if you can get up to like 4 Void Rays, that if you can get across the map before they're seen, and then, of course the mothership comes along for safety, because like Muta's just completely wreck the Void Rays if you aren't being careful. But you can snipe a hatch really fast with overcharge, or with their prismatic alignment ability. But Scuzzy should see this with that Overseer. If he doesn't, that would be kind of hilarious. Alright, Scuzzy clicks on the Robo, but he still hasn't seen
Nope, he's not gonna
the
see
Star
it.
Quartz or the Void Ray. I think he will have. No, he won't even. Those might actually get across the map unscouted, which is pretty hilarious.
Exciting.
He does have a spore in each of his bases, which is nice. The queens will be helpful.
So ISO was telling me about this carrier build, mass cannon carrier build that he's seen at the
Yeah, I
GM
hit people who
level.
do that on the ladder occasionally. I usually beat it really easily, but So that prismatic alignment was actually a little bit early. Like, he'll kill the 2 queens, but what he really wanted to try and do was snipe a hatch. But now that'll wear off, and he'll have to wait a while before he can use it again. So there'll be lots of scores up by this time. Although he really should be queuing some more queens. Like, you want to just be mass-producing queens whenever you see stuff like this. But alas, the front gets broken. And like that 20 roaches is just gonna kill a Nexus, even with overcharge.
Yep.
So the Void Wraiths come home, and this will eventually get cleaned up, but it has done way more damage than you can recover from. The starports are dead, and double Robo on one base, that's not going to do anything.
Robo might get picked off. And it does.
Yeah, it will. That's definitely nice, especially because he's following this stuff with Hydras and Hydra upgrades. Yeah, that's just too much damage.
As long as he has this thing.
That's my unicorn.
That's it. GG.
And Scuzzy takes it. He had a nice roach pressure that, like, there just weren't any units to do anything. There's 4 cannons, which is great, but without force fields, definitely can't zone things properly.
Alright, so we have blazed through our round robin. And we are now going into the postseason.
Yeah, with that #1 seed. Very happy about that.
#1 seed. So, if we lose, does that mean you're gonna succumb to the curse of the captains?
Probably not. I might not want to be captain again, but I'll probably want to play still.
Yeah. Alright, so that's it. See you guys next week.
Yeah.
I'm going to end the
Jeez.
stream.
Nice casting with you, Cake.
Alright.
I'll have to watch it and see how good your observing is.
It is not very good. How do I stop a live stream? I have no idea what's going on. I have to go back to the YouTube control center, and then I have to. How's this work? You work on YouTube, don't you?
Yeah, that doesn't mean I know everything about it, though. I certainly don't know your feature.
Live events. Edit. Live control room. Ah, stop streaming. Alright. See you guys.
Bye bye.
See ya.